this video, we'll discuss the epaxial muscles in the dog. Hello everyone, this is Shireen Hafiz, and we have a dissected dog in here. This is dorsal, this is ventral, this is cranial, and this is caudal. We're going to discuss the transverse spinalis system, the longissimus system, and iliocostalis system. Those are epaxial muscles, and they are arranged from medial to lateral as transverse spinalis, longissimus, and then iliocostalis. So iliocostalis is the most lateral, transverse spinalis is the most medial, and of course longissimus is in between. So let's start with the most lateral one of them, the iliocostalis, the, in a way, simplest one of them. So here is your iliocostalis, and you see iliocostalis is very characteristic, that has this tendinous intersection to it. So this is iliocostalis. It has two parts, iliocostalis thoracis and iliocostalis lumborum. This is iliocostalis thoracis, the parts on the thorax, and iliocostalis lumborum is partially fused with the longissimus. So in here I would say iliocostalis like longissimus, and I don't commit just like one line, because I cannot really put a line and say, oh, beyond that line is iliocostalis, and beyond that line is longissimus. The laterally is iliocostalis, medially is longissimus, and that's as much as I could say. There is fusion in between. So iliocostalis done, then we move to longissimus. So I'm going to reflect my splenius here to see longissimus clearly. So longissimus has parts that correspond to the regions of the body. So capitis, cervicis, thoracis, and lumborum. So head, neck, thorax, and lumbar. So longissimus capitis is a part that goes and attached to the head, and then longissimus cervices are those like couple of 2 or 3 strips in here, and then longissimus thoracis, and then longissimus lumborum. Then we have the most medial system, which is the transverse spinalis system. So the transverse spinalis system includes many muscles. So let's cover the more cranial ones here. We have splenius, which one of the muscles that belong to the transverse spinalis system. And if I reflect splenius, I transected it and then reflected it, then we have these two. This is semispinalis capitis that has 2 parts, complexus and then biventer cervicis. And biventer cervicis is very characteristic. So it has this, again, whitish kind of tendinous strips in here. So this is your biventer cervicis, this is complexus. Together they form semispinalis capitis. Splenius and semispinalis capitis are parts of the transverse spinalis system. This also muscle is part of the transverse spinalis system, but that's not it. Transverse spinalis system is the deepest system. It includes many muscles. It includes like spinalis, semispinalis, multifidus, rotators, interspinalis, and intertransversalis. But all of those are deep enough that we're not going to cover in this video, because they have less clinical importance. All these epaxial muscles, the 3 systems, are innervated by dorsal branches of spinal nerves of the region that they are in. So remember, dorsal branches, not ventral branches, because those are epaxial muscles. They exist above the transverse processes of the vertebrae. See you next video.